Hi everyone, welcome to another RetroX mini guide. This one is all around artwork and as a little bonus, background music as well. So as you know, within RetroX, as soon as you've added games, like we discovered in some previous tutorials, you add games and then it will do its best to match artwork automatically. There's a whole bunch of artwork stored on the RetroX servers themselves. So actually all these artwork here that we've got, I've not had to add any of this, I've not had to scrape any of this. This is all comes from the RetroX servers automatically, so it does a really good job of matching them. But as with any scraper, there's always a chance that one might get missed, or you might have a slightly less common version of a game. You might have a hack, something like that the artwork doesn't exist for. So there is the option to add your own manually. There's also an option that's built into RetroX to actually scrape using the EmuMovies scraper. That's built directly in, so we can do that as well. So I'll show you both of those in here. And like I say, there's 5 types of artwork, or 6 if you include videos, so there's 5 types of static artwork that RetroX supports. Obviously not all themes use all types, but they do vary. So this one here is using the 2D box art. It also supports 3D box art. It also supports like a transparent logo for each game. So similar to the Mega Drive logo you see here, you have a set for each game. Then there's also the in-game snap, and then a title snap, the title screen of the game. The ones that RetroX has copies of itself are the 2D box art, the snap, and the title. So the 3D box artwork and the logos are not in there. They're ones you can add yourself. And then also the videos as well. That's one you can add yourself as well. Because if you imagine trying to store all those video snaps for every single game for every single system the RetroX supports, that's going to be tens of thousands of videos, which is going to take up a large amount of storage. So yeah, you can understand why they're not available. But also you've got the option to add it yourself, and that's what we're going to show in this video. But before that, doing a quick one just on the background music. Now, I'll just go back to the main menu. As I said before, you've got background music here, and this is also where you can pick the videos. So, sorry, the background music. So you've got a few ones here. But what you can actually do is, if I just exit out this, what we'll do is just lower the volume. Just go with that for a minute so we can hear what I'm saying. So as I was saying, yeah, you can actually copy across your own background music. So like I say, this one isn't documented on the RetroX website. There's plenty of docs on there, but this is almost an undocumented little secret. So hopefully I don't get in trouble for this one. But so on your local storage on your device, on the root of your storage, you have a RetroX.data folder. This is where RetroX stores a lot of additional files that it needs for different bits and pieces. So all you simply do is, I've got a folder over here. Again, this is the Explore file manager. There's plenty of file managers available for Android, but I like this one. It works pretty well. So in the right-hand window here, this is actually a folder on my home NAS box, my home network storage. So this could be anywhere for you. This could be a USB drive, PC, anything, or another folder on your Android device, just wherever you happen to have some artwork. So what I do is go into music here, and I've got a whole bunch of music files. So it supports these mod files, which are like mod tracker files, sort of old school, classic retro music type style. It doesn't support MP3 at the moment. Hopefully that can be added in the future, but I've spoken to the developer on this before. It basically comes down to the fact that not everyone has a brand new up-to-date Android device. People might have an slightly older one where RAM is an issue. They've got a limited amount of RAM or memory in their box, because obviously don't forget RetroX supports Android right back to version 4. Just to give everyone a chance to use it and play it. So if people have got older devices, if you start building in capabilities to play MP3s, that can use a fair bit of system RAM, which could impact performance. So you can understand what's not been done, but hopefully that can be added in the future. But for now, you need these .mod files, which you can find all over the internet. There's a quite good link that I found that's got a big repository. I'll put the link in the description. So I went through, downloaded a few. I have got some here in some subfolders. but just to note that won't work. Any files you use need to be in the root of the folder. So what I'll do over here on the RetroX data folder is just click on, if I can find it, new folder, just call it music. I'm not sure it's case sensitive, but I always do it lowercase. And then yeah, click that one. And then what I'll do is just take the contents of here, minus those folders. Like I say, they just need to be dumped straight into that folder. And there we go. They're pretty small, so they're copied over now. So if we go back to RetroX now, see I've copied a few in here. RetroX, and some of you might notice that I've switched themes. That's because the previous theme I had, my Hyperflix one, actually shows little gameplay clips as you browse through the system menu. And obviously they have audio, so if you have background music on and that audio, they'll kind of conflict. That's something to bear in mind if you do use background music. Just something to make sure it fits in with the theme you've got. So yeah, now we're back into RetroX. If we go back into display and audio settings, go down to background music. I've kind of got it set to none. If we go down the list now, we'll see I've added a few in here. Cannon fodder, and there's music from Cannon fodder, the title music. I used to have this on the Amiga. Just love this game. Anyway, and then I added a few more down here. Some you might recognise Turrican 2. Again, I had this on the Amiga. Yeah, I mean, obviously I said this doesn't support MP3 at the moment, but a lot of these old retro tracks still sound pretty good today, and they give it that extra retro feel, so they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. Got Turrican 2, still love that game. F18 Interceptor. Again, this was Amiga. This is a kind of flight sim type game. For those that don't know it, I think only reason I had this is because it sounds slightly like Top Gun. At least one of the tracks from Top Gun. Anyway, and lastly, Pinball Illusions. I think again this was the Amiga 1200. Like I said, they stand up pretty well today, these tracks. Again, like you say, you can set put the volume to what you want. Yeah. So that's just a little, little extra bonus there. You can set background music. You can pick your own files, add your own files. So I'll just turn it off now. Right. So to the main bit now. So the actual artwork for the games. So if I go back to where Mega Drive, I seem to be using. So as an example, so I use that. So this theme again is slightly different to the last one I had, where it uses the title snap and the in-game snap. So these are two standard bits of artwork that RetroX has within it automatically from its servers. So like I say, it does a pretty good job at matching all these. But obviously there might be some missing, and you might want to use a theme that's got videos if you fancy using videos. So right, the way to do it, there are two methods. There's adding your own in manually, a bit like we did with the music, or we can do it with the built-in scraping tool. So we go to Manage Games, and you'll see the option here to get artwork videos from EmuMovies. First time you run it, it asks you where you want to store it. So when I added my games, I used the RetroX collections method of adding them. So I created this folder already on my SD card, the root. I created a RetroX folder there already, so all my games are under there. So it makes sense to use the same one. What it will do is under there, it will create a top level folder called artwork, and under the artwork, it will create several folder structures, which you'll see in a minute, to hold all the different types of artwork. So I'll do that right, and now I'm just going to type in my password for EmuMovies. like I say, this is, you have the option to have a free account. If you have a free account, you can get all the static artworks. You can get, as I say, in addition, RetroX has 2D snap and title built in. If you use this, you can then add to that, you can have the logos, transparent logos per game, and you can also add in a 3D box art. If, however, you want to have video snaps, you need a paid account or paid subscription to EmuMovies. It's pretty cheap. I think I paid like $20 for 2 years, something like that. And I think it's one of those ones where you pay a bit more up front, and then when you come to renewal, you pay less. So I think I pay like $10 or $15 to renew every time. But yeah, it's very useful. So like I say, you can do it for free. You don't need a paid account. It depends whether you want those video snaps or not. I mean, also, the second method I'm going to show is that you can put your video snaps in manually. So if you download them from elsewhere, wherever that may be, you can then bring them in yourself. That just means, you know, you have to get them organised and rename maybe and import them in. You do it this way, it does it for you. So it's completely up to you whether you've got the time and the patience to do it. Now, obviously I'll blank this out, but see if I can remember my password. Right, so now we're logged in. You can see it's got my account. Download videos. Like I say, if you've got a free account, this won't work anyway, but you can say no, or you can say low or high quality. So I'll say high quality for now. This is the option we picked a minute ago, where to store it in the SD card. So that's pretty much, or, you know, if you want, you can then delete stuff to free up some space if you need to, or switch accounts. So go to sync. Now what it'll do, it'll list every system you've got and ask you what you want to sync for. So you can either go through and click on one, hit enter or A on one, or if you want to just do everything in one go, you basically say you've got nothing selected, say invert selection, and it selects everything. So that's an easy way to select everything, and then say start sync. So now you can see it'll go through, it's looking through. You see that I've got 7 games. 7 games for Flying by Neo. Now it's looking for 3D boxes, it's looking for logos. As it's moved on to Game Boy Advance ready, so it does covers first. There's a little indicator here how much storage you've got left. I think I'm okay. Like I say, it's just going to go through each system, so we're on system 2 of 7. I've only added games for 7 systems so far, and of the current system, it's downloading, 40 odd of 77, but it's found the covers. So it gives you a good progress and shows you how, the size of each one. So what I'll do quickly now, I'll just pause the video, let this finish, or and then unpause when we get near the end. Okay, that's finally finished. Obviously, that was quite quick for me. It was a few minutes. Like I say, you run it through, it runs against all systems, and obviously next time you run it, it will know which ones it's got and which ones it hasn't. So it's a lot quicker. But that first time, it can be it can take a little while. And I think actually it didn't do the videos, so I'm pretty sure my EmuMovies account is due for renewal. So I've obviously slipped back into the free version. So I don't believe I've got the videos there. But that's fine. We can check that. And if needs be, like I say, we can still use the manual method for copying them in. So let's go and have a look at a few games now. So you've seen that from before. What we didn't have was the 3D box art and the logos. You can see they're there now. So for each game, you've got, like I say, 3D, and this is the logo I was talking about, the transparent logo. So this is one of the rare themes that uses all 5 types of. It uses 4 because it uses 3D box art, not 2D box art. So it uses most of the artwork. So going through here, you can see it's matched. So far, it's matched all of them. Like I said before, if you skip back in the video, 3D box art wasn't there, and the logo wasn't there either. So see, it does done a pretty good job on EmuMovies. For example, there's one that it hasn't found. That may be because it's got the colon in the name after flashback. That may be causing the name mismatch. But the rest are there pretty much. So that's how you go through and add the artwork. And what I'll do, we'll just show you quickly as well. Like I mentioned, it knows which ones it's got, which ones it's matched, which ones it hasn't. And what you'll find is that if we go to find that folder under RetroX and then artwork, you'll find these text files. So missing Final Burn Alpha covers, videos, 3D box art and covers, logos. So it's basically got a text file per system per type. So you can then use them to actually have a look at which one's missing. So you don't have to sit there and scroll through your list of games and just make a note which one's missing. It does it for you, and you've got the text file. And then if you want, what I'll do, I'll just highlight this. Let's go down to Genesis that we were using. Just confirm. We'll grab all the Genesis ones, actually. Genesis. Okay, I'll copy those across. So now I'm on the PC here, which I'll just bring in. So here we go. So we check, like the covers. Bring that over. So these are the couple that it's missing, and you see these. They've got, most of them have got special characters in, which may probably explain why it hasn't matched them. So you can sort those out manually if you want. And then, like I say, for videos, this is going to be all of them. Like I say, I'm pretty sure my EmuMovies account has run out of the subscription. There's dropped back to a free one, so I'm not getting the videos. But like you can see there, I've got, even with the free account, I've got the logos, I've got the 3D box art, and I'll get anything else that's missing. So that's how to do it through there, and that's how to check what it's scraped and what it's basically what's left behind, what's missing. So we'll just get rid of those for now. Don't need them. Now, like I say, there's no videos in there. So what we'll do is, so back on the box here, we've got the images. Like I say, this is the folder structure. If you want to, so basically, sorry, we're on to the second method now. So putting stuff across manually. And what we'll do is quickly flick to the RetroX website. So there's a guide on here that tells you all about it and how to do it. So you go to retrox.tv, you go to docs, and in here it's one we looked at the other day, adding your own games. Now there's adding your own artwork for your own games. Have a quick look in here. So this mentions that there's two methods. So what you can put the artwork directly into the folder with your ROMs. So the example here is the Atari folder, and then there you've got the Amiga folder. And they need to be in the format. So there's cover, box cover. Shot 0 is the screenshot, the title. That's the title screen, and then shot 1 is a screenshot from in-game. And like I say, they go in the folder with the ROMs, and that's fine. That works. I like to keep my games separate because I sometimes use them on different systems. Obviously, RetroX at the moment is just on Android. If I want to do it on, I sometimes do it on my Xbox or on a different device or PC. I can't use RetroX, so I want to use those ROMs separately. So I'll keep the artwork separate. So yeah. So this is the method you want to stick it in all the same folder, or the standalone method, which is the one I use and I'm going to show here as well. Is you have this artwork folder, which is the same folder that EmuMovies was just using. And under there you have a folder called images, and under there you have one for box, one for title, one for snap. I think this needs updating, slightly update, but there's now 2 more folders under here, which I'll show you here actually on the PC. So as it says in the guide, there's box, title and snap, and there's now box 3D and logo. So the extra ones that have been added in, and then under each one you'll see there's all the systems. So these are the systems currently supported by RetroX, and that's the box images for every single one, and then there's the 3D logos for every single one. So this is artwork that I've got, because I think, as mentioned in some other videos on my channel, I created a best of collection of basically the top 50, 100 games per system for all the systems that RetroX supports, and that comes with a full set of artwork. So every single one of these and every single video snap as well. So while we're on logos, just to show you, go down to Genesis, and in here you've got every single logo for all the games, and they're simply named to match the name of the game or name of the ROM file. With the older method, you have to put cover or shot 0, shot 1. These, all the different types of artwork. So we go to like snaps, which is the in-game snap. Show you them. That's what I mean by in-game snap, and again, it's the the file name matches the name of the ROM of the game, so it's quite easy to do that. And then, like I say, videos, very similar method. There's a folder called videos, and then under here a folder per system. So we go into Genesis. They're all MP4s, and there you go. It's just give me the thumbnails. So that's all the videos. So what we'll do, just to show it in action, let's go back to the File Explorer here. So over in the box under RetroX. See, at the moment there is no videos folder because obviously it didn't scrape them. So what we'll do here, just create multiple videos. I won't put the whole lot across because obviously all these videos for every single system is quite big. So I'll just take the Genesis one as an example, copy that over into artwork/videos. So like I say, this is my best old collection. So just over 100 games in here. So I'll just do that running in real time. Shouldn't take too long, I reckon it's about 30 seconds. So yeah, like I say, these are all in MP4 format. I believe that's the only format that RetroX currently supports. And I don't think the actual size of the videos is too important. Obviously, you want them at a decent quality, but you don't want them huge. You don't need absolutely huge files. I think a lot of these are just a couple of meg each. They're not too bad. But yeah. So right, let's go across. So now we've got artwork, videos, Genesis, and all under there. And I'll see the images under here, box, etc. So what I'll do now is go back to RetroX. Now in theory, I'll go back into Mega Drive. Now it starts playing Snap. Take the volume down a little bit. So the way this theme works is it shows the title screen first, a couple of seconds delay, and then if it can find it, it'll play the video snap. I always like to have the video snap. I think it just makes it look like nicer. Also, you can then just get an idea of the game before you start playing it. So yeah, that's pretty much adding the artwork. Like I say, if you had all the artwork yourself in a collection, you could copy that across as well. The exact same method. Like I say, all the images that I just shown go into all these folders here. So box is, like I say, 2D box artwork, and then there's a 3D one as well, logo. And as long as you just copy them into the right folder under the system name. And again, these folder names are the ones used by that RetroX collection method of adding games. So they all tie up. So the artwork should be in the same folder structure as the game. So you can see here, if I just close the artwork folder, and here's all the folders that contain our games. See, under Genesis. So where I say the artwork's got to match, you see, so like Aladdin is Aladdin.md, and then the artwork for it will match as well. So if we come up here to Genesis, you see Aladdin.mp4, Battletoads Double Dragon, Battletoads Double Dragon. So it just all the artwork using this method, it just basically matches the name of the file. So yeah, that's it. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Hopefully followed that okay. Obviously, any questions, put them in the comments. As always, give me some feedback. Let me know whether you're enjoying the videos, whether they're useful, whether anything I've missed or got wrong. Yeah, let me know. And obviously, if you haven't already, please subscribe. It really helped me out. And I'll be back very soon with another mini guide. Thanks a lot.